Hey guys, welcome back for another video. I have to go out and run some errands today, so I figured I'd sit down and film what my everyday makeup routine and my everyday look pretty much looks like. I do wear this essentially on an everyday basis. I really don't like to be like too glam. I think that a really good pair of eyelashes, I think a really good pair of eyelashes and like a cute mauvey pink lip just kind of like seals the deal for me. I do live in New York City. I do gotta rush out the door and I gotta get to work on time. So I really try to minimize my looks in the morning and I really just try to keep it more on the simple side. Some people are gonna be like, this is not simple at all, but like for a super glam girl who could literally sit and do her makeup for 2.5 hours, this is simple for me. So yeah, if you want to keep watching, stay tuned for this look. Okay, so first I like to take my oil-free antioxidant facial moisturizer by Trader Joe's. This has been my absolute go-to favorite of all time moisturizer. I just started using it maybe like a month and a half, 2 months ago. It's incredible. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Tarte Maracuja, what is it, like the Maracuja under eye cream. Skincare is super important before doing your makeup, always remember. So now I'm going to take a tiny bit of my Clean Slate Timeless Primer, which is also by Tarte, and I'm just going to fill in the sides of my nose and my acne scar areas. So as you can see, my hand is clearly a different color than my face. I tried out this new like spray water tanner and I did not realize like how dark it made my hands. So that's why it looks a little patchy. And so my absolute favorite foundation recently has been the Fenty Beauty foundation. Oh wow. So I just put that on a little, it's very dirty, little tray, and I'm going to use my Sigma Flacabuki F80 brush. I've also been using brushes recently instead of my beauty blender, and I feel like this helps clear my skin up as well. I actually just ordered the new Morphe, the Morphe sponge, so I'm super excited to try that out. By the way, how cute is my Christmas tree? So adorable. James and I actually bought it last year, like a week before Christmas. I was just like, I need some Christmas in the apartment. Like, I'm so over like not having any decorations. So we got this big Christmas tree and we just put it up again. Like I made him put it up like, I think like the third week of November. I did not care because I'm basically working in retail, so I'm like, you know what, I'm either gonna fight Christmas and be like, oh, Christmas song, or I'm gonna embrace it. So I decided to embrace it this year. So bring it on, Christmas. I have like little garland up, I have like my Christmas lights, and honestly it just makes everything so much cozier in this apartment, because honestly like this is how big my apartment is. Doesn't get much bigger than this. So I'm like really anal when it comes to like blending out my foundation, because I literally hate when I see someone and they have like crusty foundation. So I just like, I really make sure that I'm blended. So I just like to go over little areas on my face that I feel like kick up a little bit. I'm gonna take this Julep Beauty. It's the Cushion Complexion 5-in-1 Skin Perfector with turmeric. I actually love these guys. I have a lot of, I actually have the entire collection. Julep Beauty had given it to me, but I use, the shade is 420 Mocha, and what I do is I just lightly line the sides of my nose and just underneath, and there you go. I draw a little 11 on the side of my nose. Don't really worry too much about blending this guy out, just because I put my concealer almost on top of it, if that makes sense. So it kind of blends out everything. Now I'm gonna take my light medium Shape Tape concealer, obviously, like what else would I be using? And taking my tiny little mini beauty blender, I'm just gonna start blending. See how like already that kind of fixed the nose problem? I also feel like this kind of syncs everything together a little bit better when it comes to like, I don't know, blending. Like I feel like your nose needs to match underneath your eyes. If that makes sense. Like I hate when you see like streaks on the nose and whatever. So now I'm gonna take my light Shape Tape concealer and I'm only gonna put it on right in the inner corners of my eye, and then I'm just gonna put a little on my eyes, just like as my eyeshadow primer. Now I'm gonna take my holy grail Coty Airspun powder. Slap that girl, slap the girl. Good old little square sponge. Honestly, I love these things. I don't know why people like stopped using them ever. And I'm just gonna, again, I think like a huge reason why the beauty blenders, like they tend to just not have a long lifespan is because we're mixing powders and creams and foundations and concealers, and it's just all in the sponge, and then eventually like it just like it's gonna give up on you. I'm gonna take my Sigma large powder F30 brush with my Julep Beauty So Radiant Light Golden bronzer, and that was so dramatic. I'm just gonna start bronzing. I don't really care at this part to like make my bronzing perfectly. I know a lot of people are like, well, you need to contour and like get the right in there, and then if it's like on a 60-degree angle, like no, like bronze your face, girl, come on, we're trying to get out the door. Now I'm going to take my Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer, the more luminous one, and I'm just gonna focus this more in my contouring areas. So not really putting it all over my face. I'm gonna take my Morphe M518. Nova, stop. 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 Contour my nose a little bit with this. Again, because it's such a lightweight bronzer, you like barely see it, which I like. I don't like using harsh bronzers, especially because I am very pale as it is. I don't even know what brush this is, like, but I just always use it for my powder. I'm just gonna kind of press in and dust off the excess that was baking, and I'm also gonna press that over my eye. I'm gonna do a little about my chin. Taking my Morphe M406 and then my Tarte Exposed blush. I'm just gonna put this on the apples of my cheeks because I like to layer all my powders. I know some people are like, why would you do that? Like, what, just use one product? And I'm like, no. If I have all these products, I want to use all of them at the same time. Now I'm going to take my NARS Orgasm blush, which is literally one of my favorite blushes of all time. It's an OG fave. I like to use more luminous powders because instead of using like luminous creams, which is just going to kind of add to the oil, if I'm using a luminous powder and then throughout the day I get more oily, it's just going to work in my favor. So now I'm going to take my Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. This is like, I can't live without this. Whoa, I forgot to take a breath before I did that, so I just was like, can't breathe. And I'll probably never ever use another highlighter ever again unless like something comes along and shocks me and throws me off my seat. But Champagne Pop by Becca. I like over highlight too. Don't care, because you know what? Everyone always says, oh my god, I love your highlight, and I'm like, yeah, it's because I put like 50,000 layers on. Don't care. Now that I finished my 50 layers, I'm just going to take my Skindinavia finishing spray and I'm just going to finish this bad boy base up. I love this spray. I got it years ago and then I like re-got it because I was like using other things and I wasn't really liking it, and like honestly it's so nice. Like I don't want to say it feels like a dry spray, but it goes on dry, but it just kind of blocks everything so nicely. Like, do some eyebrows. So I'm gonna be like hunched down a teensy bit just because I need to see my mirror. But obviously you guys have been here for my eyebrow growth, which has just like been gnarly as anything. I mean, like, look at my hand, like this is embarrassing. Whatever. So So I'm going to take my Anastasia chocolate brow wiz. I mean, like, what else would I be using? Nothing. And I'm just going to lightly start to do little strokes. I know I've been saying this, but I really am going to make an eyebrow tutorial video. Just like everything about how I grow out my eyebrows. What I do to them. All that fun stuff. I really don't spend like that much time on them because I like them to look a little bit more disheveled. So now I'm going to take my Anastasia little angled brush. I don't know the name of it anymore because it rubbed off. And I'm just going to finish combing my brows out. I constantly comb them. I think this has a lot to do with how the color blends and just how it looks in general. And I'm gonna take my Anastasia Soft Brown Brow Powder Duo. And I like to first go in with a lighter shade. And I just focus on the inner parts of my brow. I get that bottom line a little bit more precise, and I really think mixing powder and mixing a pencil, that makes a huge difference. So I'm actually just gonna go straight on to eyeshadow now. I know they look a little like crazy, but just bear with me. So I'm actually gonna take my, again, Anastasia, the Modern Renaissance palette, just because I need like a good basic eye today. That's usually my go-to. If it's like a normal, like I'm trying to get out the door, I'll just use my bronzers as my eyeshadow, which is like a great tip, and I'll just like mix my bronzers together, but I have like an extra few minutes, so I'm just gonna use this. So first I'm gonna go in with Tempera with my Morphe E23, and I'm just gonna pack on my entire eye. So now taking my Morphe M511, I think I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of Raw Sienna. This palette is so beat up. There's like literally cat hair on it. And I'm just going to focus a little bit more on the outer corner and then just drag it in a teensy bit. So I'm actually going to take the same shade with my Morphe E17. And I'm just going to drag this a teensy bit underneath my eye. And I'm actually going to take a teensy bit of that burnt orange and drag that underneath as well. And then I'm going to take a teensy bit of that burnt orange again and just put it a tiny bit. So that's my eye look. I really don't do that much. I told you. It's just like, that's it. You know what? Maybe like I'll make it a little bit more exciting. I'm gonna take my Park Avenue Princess bronzer and I'm just gonna go over it a tiny bit. Now I'm just gonna pop a teensy bit of the Becca Champagne Pop and just put that in my inner corner. So now I'm gonna take my NYX Control Freak brow gel and I'm gonna brush these babies up. Usually I'll do like 2 to 3 layers of brow gel. I know that's so excessive, but honestly, like, it makes a huge difference. I'm gonna put on my eyelashes, the style that I've been using. Do you like how I just like have them on my hands? I've been wearing Miami by Lily Lashes. They're like my diehard favorite eyelashes. I don't know what took me so long to ever use them, but I'm gonna put that on and I'm gonna come right back. Cleo decided she wanted to join. Did you decide that you want to join? Don't bite me. She literally just shifted herself so you can't see her. You are such a little sassy pants. Meow, meow, meow. You're probably wondering why I have white on my bottom lashes. It's actually this, look how bad my eyes are tearing. It's actually this Grande lash. It's a primer. So it's Grande Primer by Grande Cosmetics. Love it. Absolutely obsessed. Love, 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 love it. Because I like my bottom lashes to look super like thick, but I don't like to put like a million different layers on. So now I'm going to take my Tarte Lifted Mascara, which is the only mascara that I have found that does not flake off on me during the day or get underneath my eyes. So since my eyebrows are pretty much dry from the NYX brow gel, I'm going to take the Ico brow gel, just like a tinted brow booster, been using this little guy forever, and I just like to go over the hairs again. So I'm gonna take the Kylie Cosmetics exposed lip liner. I don't think I have that much left of it. And just, why, that was so mean of you. Nova just came over to say hi to Cleo, and Cleo just knocked her off the couch. That was so mean. That was mean. Lastly, I'm gonna take the Tarte lip paint in exposed. And I think I'm done. I feel like I look like myself again. So that's actually it. This is the finished look. I'm not even kidding, like keep playing with my hair because my extensions are so dead. I just ordered new ones. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I can't believe that this year is almost done. I am trying to get more tutorials out. Like I said, it's so hard. It's so time consuming. Life is just so crazy. I don't know why my eyes keep tearing, but it's like kind of making me angry. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you guys so much for watching.